I'm about to start taking off labels to these water bottles. I ain't about to make y'all no money. I ain't about to tell you what kind of water I'm drinking.
I'm telling you, rip that thing off, homie.
Yeah, we're gonna put the real drink right
I'm telling you, man. It's coming soon.
The real water bottle.
Speaking it to us, this man. Everything coming soon.
And I'm gonna buy my own spring water factory.
Yeah.
We was the J Card in the hills with the.
Oh,
it's a spring.
Yeah, spring water. Man, y'all know what it is, the real two-tap.
And your man Marathon Man.
Hey, listen, man, all praise to God.
For everything, and I mean everything.
Listen, man, this is another episode of The Real. Hey, listen here, man, we got a special guest with us in the house tonight. Mr. Bub Love, Bub himself. Before we always start, we do the mental health check-in. Or should I say we do a check-in mentally and physically. How you feeling, Mr. Bub?
Man, I guess you could say like from a scale from 1 to 10, man, I'm feeling like a 9.
Okay, I respect that. Yeah, how you about yourself, Mr. Marathon?
Cool, bro. From a scale of 1 to 10, I feel 10.
Okay.
I'm tired. I need a massage. This bullshit. I'm cool, man. Let's get to it.
I respect that.
How you feel?
As for me, like I said, I put my tooth in the ground. It's a win. But I'm going to say this, man. I went to the masjid today, and the imam was giving a hadith. He was giving a prayer. And he said some real stuff, man. He said, you're going to always be tested in life. You're going to be tested, your health-wise, financially, or relationships. And I'm like, damn. No matter what you go through in life, you got to overcome it, man. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or whatever you subscribe in, going to always carry you through the end. So look, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Bub, where did the name come from, Bub Love? Bub.
It definitely originated. It definitely originated, I guess. You know what I mean? Like from my aunt, or it definitely originated, I guess, like it's like any household nickname. You know what I'm saying? Like it's probably a relative who named you, and probably a specific incident they remember you by, or so, you know. It's just it stuck with me, and my aunt gave it to me, and it's been with me ever since.
Well, where the love part come from? Did you add that, or that came with it?
No, just like any other nickname too. You know what I'm saying? Like it got another double.
It evolved.
It evolved. Yeah. So you know how that shit go. You know what I'm saying? So the love part, I guess that's kind of like the street aspect, or you know, it's just like the double up part. You know what I mean? Like you say, like the fast, like the man part. You got like a Manny Fresh. You know what I'm saying?
First gen was Manny Fresh. Then with the Manny Fresh.
I'm telling you, evolved.
Yeah, exactly. You know, 210 and everybody with the tent.
But Bub Love, you know, that's a flat name. So I'm gonna just say, let me putting that on.
Look at this fit, man.
But look, man, most important, I ain't gonna hold you, man. It take a fly motherfucker to know a fly motherfucker. So, you know, that's some fly shit right there.
I like that.
We need to go hit the
floor. For sure. So we forgot to ask the famous question. Who are you and what do you stand for?
Who am I and what I stand for, man? That's as we was just was talking about. That's an evolving question. Like that's a never-ending question. Like that question is like it is no answer for that question. Especially like, man, if you knowledgeable of yourself, man, like you gonna knowledge yourself, man, is you gonna do that to the day that you die. So no man is fully complete, man. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So that question, who am I, man? Like I'm still trying to figure that out. You know, I got an idea. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely, man, like interested in like trying to figure that out. I want to say it's like two sides to the every person. Like it's like an up down, and yin and yang, a good and bad, a Kyrie and a two-tap, love and a Reginald and Manny and Emmanuel. You know what I'm saying? So that's all that is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to find that balance in between them two people within myself. You know what I'm saying? Every day. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
We talking about names while we talking about who we are and stuff, right? On Instagram, your Instagram handle name is Conscious King, right? Give us a little bit of an explanation behind that Instagram handle, because it means something. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, definitely, man. The slim part definitely like the Washington DC slang. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like that's even before me. Like slim was definitely like a Washington DC thing. So that was kind of it with the slim part as far as the conscious. Like I believe myself to be like a very I don't know if I mean this ain't for nobody, but myself, I believe that I am like a very I don't want to say like smart motherfucker, but I am a very knowledgeable individual. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely like in seek of something different. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm up for the Chinas. Like I'm trying to see what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to see what's next. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't saying like I'm trying to die or nothing, but you know while I'm here on Earth, I'm trying to get everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see her. I ain't trying to leave no rock unturned while I'm here.
No question.
You know
No question. No question. Yeah.
No doubt. Non-stop seeking of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Hell yeah, ain't no question. And that's a consistent battle, man. If you ain't battling with yourself every day, man, when you wake up in the mirror, if you wake up every day, man, worrying about somebody else, man, what they doing. I'm talking about anything. If you wake up, cut your device on, man, that's the first thing you do, and you worrying about somebody else and some other people and some that don't even know you. Man, I don't understand. To me, that has no logic to me. Like I value connection with people, and it seems like that's not out here today.
I'm telling you.
So a lot of people do value talking about celebrities or paying attention to celebrities.
Yeah, like
public figures
unconsciously,
and shit.
all day. Like,
Yeah,
man, you seen Mike and them baby? I just had a female friend of mine. Like, you seen Blue Ivy? I don't mean no harm. Out of respect. You know, I'm not.
You get your own like your own baby.
And I wondered, like, when she caught it,
like, I don't give a damn.
where are you?
I'm telling you, what is it? You see her mind. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
But I don't judge nobody.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. You point the finger, it's always three pointing back at you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. So, what, man? Okay. So let me ask you this, man. You said something very profound just now, right? You were like, a lot of us, we wake up in the morning, we turn on our devices, we do a lot of stuff that we really don't have no meaning. So let me ask you, what should a person do when they wake up in the morning? The first thing they do before they grab their phone, before they do anything, what should they do?
See, man, you first wake up in the morning, the first thing you do, I hope everybody do is wash your motherfucking I don't mean that you do is brush your motherfucking face. But man, other than that, man, the first thing you should do, man, is definitely, man, just gather your thoughts.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like where you ready to go at this morning. Definitely grab a hold of that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's important, especially first, man, you waking up. So, like, you know, you got another shot at this shit.
Absolutely.
Like, where I'm about to go at with this shit today. So that's focusing, definitely, man, be my answer.
Real talk.
Hey, yo, ain't enough for real. We take waking up for granted.
I'm telling you, man. People don't wake up.
We come back to life in a way, like you were like sleep. I mean, not sleep, but like, you know.
Yeah. The most conscious state. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
When you wake up, it's like you breathing back into, like you coming back to life. So
real talk.
I think we should do every morning, like when we first thing you wake up is have some gratitude for that moment. And, oh shoot, I got another day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
Have some gratitude.
For sure.
That's cool.
Go ahead.
Let me see. Let me see what kind of question I got for you. So, I'm thinking about the content you was making and stuff, man. You had some very like good content, and
I'm gonna get back on it.
Yeah, please do. Yeah,
I'm gonna definitely get back on it. But it's definitely, man. Like, man, in life, man, you want to be sincere in everything you do.
Absolutely.
So, I actually, man, believe it or not, I wasn't living the life that I was, the content that I was putting out there. I wasn't living up to that. Some parts, I mean, in and out, I was just straddling the fence. So that's when I had to, you know, as much as you believe, like, man, you got to be real with your motherfucking self.
You know what I'm saying? That is what you preach.
So I'm putting a bunch of this shit out, right? And at the time, I was on some positive shit. I ain't gonna hold you, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? you know, I was battling at the time, you know, with substance abuse, man, with battling with myself, most importantly, man, like my ups and my downs, like, man, how am I not without no substance in it, you know what I'm saying? So, just learning how to live under them conditions alone, which I haven't done in a long time, which was uncomfortable for me. But I was up for the challenge. So, you know, I found a job, something I ain't never done before. I submitted an email, something I ain't never done before. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that I was definitely challenging myself at the time, and it paid off. But I got impatient, not so much well, but I got impatient with it, and things went another direction. You know, which I ain't regretful for. You know what I'm saying? Life happens, stuff happens to anybody. You know what I'm saying? But in life, man, it is important, man. As it is as important as you waking up, like we were just explaining, man. Like when you wake up in the morning, man, like you say, it's important, man, that gratitude, to appreciate that you had the opportunity to even just wake up. Like what you do with it is what you do with it. That's up to you. You know what I'm saying? But at least take the time when you do wake up, whenever you do wake up, to just accept, man, the gratitude, man, and appreciate that, man. Living that for that moment, a minute or two. It don't take that long. Because you may have a hectic day the rest of the day after that minute that you just took for gratitude. You know what I'm saying? But at least you got that out the way. You know what I'm saying? So that's important, man, and that's definitely important.
I'm gonna say this, right, while we talking about gratitude, right? I'm gonna give us an analogy I just came up with, right? You look at the heart as a cup, right? Your heart. And gratitude is water. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep filling that cup of water, because every day that cup gonna get empty at the end of that day. So every day you gotta fill it up with water. So gratitude, that's what keeps the heart full. You know what I'm saying? It keeps the heart full. You don't got no gratitude, like
you don't question what you're grateful for. Showing humility, right? Let me ask you this: what's your take on the current state of loyalty? Not in the streets. I'm talking about in the world, period.
Oh, the loyalty in the world? Man, that's crazy you said that, right? Man, that's crazy. That's crazy you said that, right?
Speak on that, man.
Man, that's crazy, man, you said that, right? I'm going to give you this, man. I'm going to leave that alone, right? Because, man, I ain't going to go too far into that, right? But, man, I'm going to say this, man, with all loyalty, man. We living in some times today, man, where the opposite of loyalty is common. We living in some times where today where betrayal is normal. Loyalty is not even, it shouldn't even be in a dictionary. Like it's not about to be in a dictionary. Like loyalty not about to, it's not for what? Like it is officially, man, for me, and I'm not saying it like that, you know, for each his own, you know what I'm saying? Man, and I'm not saying this through the, you know, just because of my experiences through life or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying that to prepare anybody that's out there that's even, that's looking at this and taking heed. Man, be loyal to yourself, to thyself be true. If you be loyal to you, you ain't got to worry about nobody else betraying you. Because whatever you did or whatever they took or however the person betrayed you, whatever you did, it was genuinely out of love. It was never intent on receiving anything back. So once you commit yourself to really being loyal to yourself, then it don't matter whatever it is that you give or whatever it is that you do, because it was always out of love. And so, if you so this for real, you ain't doing nothing but crossing yourself.
Quite burning your bridges.
Yeah, and but now you gonna see, hopefully, that you learn a life lesson. Hopefully, you do learn a life lesson, and somebody don't take your life, and one of your friends don't feel one of your friends is not emotionally intelligent and can't take that betrayal. Because believe it or not, betrayal is so common out here now. that we have developed the instinct, like, you know what, oh man, he just crossed me, oh, it ain't nothing, fuck it, don't worry about it. Okay, Kyrie, damn, Kyrie got me too, so man, fuck it, that's just how I go around the way. That shit, we have adapted to betrayal, like that shit is just normal. It is. So look, it's even fucked up to the point that we haven't even developed a skill for betrayal.
Damn.
Like, you mean to tell me, man, that you have developed a defense mechanism for you not even allowing a person, you're not even giving me a chance to keep it 100 with you.
That's real shit.
So it's a lot of I've been in a situation, I've been incarcerated, right? And for a long time, I never seen with the women. And I'm not taking up from the homies, because we emotional too. We human.
All of us got that the feminine.
But I can see how a lot of now that I've been out of incarceration, right? I can tell a lot of women that I've been dealing with, they be real defensive. It's like they look at me for real. I be insecure, but they look at me like, oh, this nigga, he can't be with one girl. Like, he look like he gotta be with 1,000 brides. So guess what? I'm gonna already go ahead and sabotage our relationship and prepare for destruction, because I know it's impossible
for you to be one.
It's impossible for you to be loyal.
Because you already thinking that.
They already prepared for you not to be loyal. They not even give you a chance to be loyal.
You ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
ain't even done nothing.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you off the break.
You ain't even done nothing to this woman, man.
They just send your energy, they just size you up.
They just size you up. They already prepared, because maybe their perception of you the outside, or they don't know what you've been. They don't know what I've been through.
Okay, I like that. So we're gonna go to the next question, since we're gonna talk about that. You know, Mary and I, we talk about that all the time amongst each other. But I want to ask you about that. What's your take on the current state of relationships nowadays? Marriages, relationships, all that, man. Girlfriend, boyfriend. What's your state on that, man?
Like, as far as from a universal standpoint.
Yeah, from a universal standpoint.
From a universal standpoint, man, relationships, man. I can only speak on from a relationship point, because I only dated women in Washington D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, so I can speak from a local standpoint.
Okay.
Like, I can definitely give you a specific, you know, I can definitely give you a specific intake on that. But as far as like a universal standpoint, man, the world, like, love don't need no support. Like, love, man, Slim, it ain't nothing. Kyrie, love is this right here. Like, that shit was easy. Like, we just respect before we even got in here. Like, yeah, you was up there at 7 o'clock. It ain't take hard. It ain't hard. That nigga texted this week. He was, man, it ain't hard. That shit ain't hard, man. That shit is not hard, cuz motherfucker can say, man, there's some shit that's something. It ain't you, cuz. Just know that. Like, if you know for a fact that you did some shit that's genuine out your heart, just know and know that it's that person. And when you know that it's that person, cuz don't disbelieve what you know, because that shit will cost you.
No question. Thank you.
Yes,
that's real tough.
But like, on relationships, right?
Yeah.
Like, what about like the people that like constantly go back and forth to a person, right? Women and men. Like, men do this and women do
accountability. Everybody, humans fear the unknown. No, nobody don't want, and not that nobody don't want to be alone. Let me add to that. Nobody don't want to be alone, but man, fear the unknown, man. Like, especially then a lot of these women, like I was expressing earlier, not just a lot of these women, period. Like, I'm not speaking, you know, on no women. I'm speaking from a universal standpoint. People have been damaged, and people develop defenses. You know, so you can't determine a person's level of defense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you defensive one way, man, it may not be the way I'm defensive. I may not let no broad in. You know what I'm saying? You may let one, you may just got one main jump together, but you still messing with showing on the side because you still insecure. Then yeah, we got two he married, been devoted to his wife for 3 years, married, strong, never cheated. They got a successful relationship. Both of them connected together. Yeah, baby, you give me some ice here, man. What's up? Together, your bitch. Get out my refrigerator. Don't come in my house. Get out my refrigerator. What you doing there? You ain't done nothing to her.
I see couples like that. I be like, damn, I admire that stuff. Like, when it's like it's just they so in sync with each other that now I know their relationship ain't perfect or nothing like that.
The women not going. The women is sad to say, man. And this is not an opinion. This is a fact, y'all. I'm telling y'all, this is not nothing I came up with. This man, the women, this they new man.
Ha.
This
Hey,
they
hey,
bro. This is what they connected to.
That provides
This
them
what
with
they
thousands.
connected
Thousands.
This what they connected to, cuz. This what they connected. It's sad, bro. It's so sad, bro. Like, it's not in a bad way. Like, I'm not bashing nobody or anything, bro. But like, that is so sad that because it's some scientific shit where women get high from doodling and shit.
Yeah.
So, cause it's not that if they do the shit unconsciously, like you can't tell them like that's like for instance, Ted, you go to jail for 10 years, right? You come home from prison and you tell your grandmother that, Grandma, I'm Muslim now and we can't eat no pork in this house and whatever the case may be, right? Your grandmother tell you, baby, you better get the fuck out of my house with that jailhouse shit.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Even though 20 years ago, Christianity was the leading religion in the world.
Facts.
Now
Facts.
Islam is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the truth. The truth would it don't need no support.
I'm telling you.
So get what? Why is everybody switching over to Islam? Because it's the truth,
I'm telling
bitch.
you.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
They don't
Ain't
take
no-
no motherfucking. Okay, so duh, bitch. What the fuck? So I'm just saying that to say, excuse me, like I'm just saying that to say,
No,
bro,
no.
like. But even though it's the truth, to say, do you know? Could you understand how in depth your grandmother is? Because her great and grandmothers and them has been practicing this shit since they've been picking cotton.
Facts.
So it ain't even about if it's truth or not. They've been practicing this. But you've been in jail for so long that when you get free in the real world, you say, man, fuck it, I might as well go ahead back to jail.
So that's what happened to you?
No, that's what happened.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That's the same, using that in the same term
Right,
as like
right.
if you came to jail with your grandmother, even though it's a leading religion, even though statistically the world is saying, look, grandma, you're wrong.
I'm telling you exactly.
She's gonna still tell your ass to get the fuck out of her house, and if you don't bring up motherfucking pig feet in
telling
here,
you.
then, you know what I mean?
Shit.
You ain't her
I'm
grandson.
telling you.
You know what I'm
Like, bro, you know that, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Generational conditioning.
So it's not just that, it's the ignorance, man. And the women out here, and I'm not bashing them, I
Yeah,
love
you being
women.
real.
Yeah,
I'm
I
telling
love women. You can't live with them, you cannot live without them.
I'm telling you.
I'm a
We
real
love y'all, love
nigga.
y'all.
I'm not even gonna sit right here and play with you. I love them. Nigga, man.
Ain't nothing like a beautiful woman, man. Hey, I'm telling you, man.
Some of the strongest men
Yeah, I'm telling you.
known to mankind has
That's they
been
number one
took down,
weakness.
That's the number one weakness. So,
Number one weakness.
I'm telling you for real. Look,
I'm
on the real. I'm telling you for
women is the
real.
leading reason for war.
I'm telling you.
Shit,
Female,
man.
a person.
Money behind it.
I'm telling you.
I ain't gonna hold you, Joe.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. So, let me ask you this, bud. What keeps you motivated every day to just stay waking up, just stay going, man? What keeps you going,
Oh,
man?
that's an easy one, man. Cause I done seen so many worse days.
Yeah.
Like, so when I get up, it be easy for me to just turn up. That's my gift in life. Like on paying it for. That's my gift in life. Like turning nothing into something. Like every day, you gotta think every day, like especially up around our neighborhood, you gotta think this like at the cost of living, like you gotta think it ain't no different from back then to now. Just shit at the cost of living. But we from uptown, you got a southeast, southwest. DC was so big. Uptown always had the southeast, the uptown thing. People, the niggas think they like that, or they got bitches, or the niggas weak. Then you got the southeast niggas. Southeast ain't no different. Southeast got they got their stereotype. Like, oh, they go hard over Southeast. Them niggas, they always shooting, or they always try to rob, and nigga, they bloody. But so everybody got they taking over Southwest. Southwest got their shit too. And Northeast got their shit too. So what I'm just saying that to say, cuz I'm using that in terms like, you know what I'm saying, like on some real shit. Everybody got some shit. With up, we more alike than different. You know what I'm saying? It may just be a little different up here than down there, but at the end of the day, man, once we all get the concept of that and hold on to that shit, man, that we all more alike than different, man. Like, man, that's it, man. You know what I'm saying?
But you know the first time I met you, or I guess I'm gonna say I probably knew you when I was young, but met you was in jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that?
When we was in?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know.
You know. But that's in the past. You know.
Yeah,
Shit
no cap.
happens. You know?
Yeah, no
Nah,
cap.
but I wanna ask you, like, what's, you know, I'm gonna say one of the biggest or the best lessons that you learned from, you know, those type of hard times.
It wasn't really hard to me. Like it wasn't, believe it or not, because I want to say maybe that I made it through now. Like it wasn't hard because, believe it or not, the best lessons is learned the hard way. So you know what I'm saying? It took for me to really go through that shit, man. And believe it or not, man, and I know a lot of guys that has been incarcerated will understand where I'm coming from. Believe it or not, man, that shit has saved a lot of our lives.
Fucking right.
You know what I mean? Because when I first started, when I was young, I was on the road to destruction. Like man, I'm surprised I'm here today. All my friends are dead or gone, man. Or either they dead physically in the ground, or they are physically dead on earth. Like they walking dead. All my friends, majority of them, I may got like one, two of them. Guys that I really call my friends, you know what I'm saying? Not like I need some money kind of friends.
Just a
but,
friend, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Guys that grew up in the streets, we more like the different, we gotta understand them, you know what I'm saying? So we cool, but I associate with everybody, and not just like, I'm not saying like I'm friends, like taken away from, like, first of all, I love everybody. Like, I don't love my friend more than I love you, because that's what when I'm saying it, when I'm wrong, he gonna tell me like, "Bub, you wrong." You know what I'm saying? Like Two said, me and you get into it, or me and Manny get into it. I'm gonna intervene. Hey, look, man, they ain't for us.
No question.
That's what I ain't gonna let y'all sit right here and self-destruct. That ain't what no friend gonna do.
No question.
See, that's some shit. That's what is common out here now, though. Is
Yeah,
that people,
betrayal.
friends,
Yeah,
let people,
no question.
and that's not.
Crazy.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. So that's not where I'm at today, and I'm not no saint. So I'm not sitting on here portraying no image. You know what I'm saying? Like. But at the end of the day, man, like when I grew up in the neighborhood that we grew up in, man, it wasn't never about no I want to say it was more so about the ego, like oh, it was always like, man, I'm gonna be better than you, like in anything, like in the gear or in the cars, or it was about a challenge. It wasn't never so much as like, even if you was like the I guess I want to say like the guy, like the shooter in the neighborhood, because you know, like every neighborhood, like a shooter, so to speak, had like a certain level of respect. Like a motherfucker don't, you know, the guy who actually, you know, man, everybody know we all have the guy that shoots people in the neighborhood. So you know, he has a certain level of respect that, you know, certain other people not going to play with him.
Absolutely.
So you know, it is what it is.
That's a fact,
Hey,
yeah.
look, and it is what it is. So you know.
Now, Bub before he was.
You know, and, I'm not taking away from the significance of that, but everybody got their level of respect, man. And uptown, obviously, man, it was always like a competition, like, man, like that, just periodically, like it was just always in competition. Period. It was never like a cease point. You know, like, man, you know, you got it.
No question, yeah.
It's always like, oh, he got that. Oh, I'm
Sure,
gonna
go
watch
get that.
this.
Yeah, no question.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, he think he doing something. Watch this. You know what I'm saying?
What you think that's all about right there?
Yeah.
Like, people always in competition with each other. Is that like?
That's like
That
the
is part of-
uptown.
that's
That's
a
an
part of the
uptown
ego,
thing. The uptown thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a certain level of like, especially with the men uptown. The uptown, man, has been classified, and I don't take nothing from it. It is what it is. This is before me, so I ain't doing nothing but just enlightening on the actual uptown thing. But uptown, man, it always been uptown, like even before me. Like older guys that give me money and do certain stuff they paid the way. So when I actually was in the streets of uptown, I performed those same acts because I want to say, like, we always seeking, like, I want to say the ego thing, the acceptance part. Like, everybody wanted to be accepted amongst somebody. So, you know, it wasn't never so much as, like, we got to kill somebody or harm somebody or something. Like, it wasn't never really so much, especially uptown, like, because we already, like, people know, like, you know, uptown niggas, they got the bitches, they sweet, or yeah, we are. And we do have a level of, we're from Adams Morgan. What the fuck do you think? This isn't the streets, actually.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, we grew up with every nationality and people.
And that's what makes us unique, though, at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. So it is what it is. I'm not taking, what the fuck? I didn't ask to be.
No question. That's a fact.
It is what it is.
It's a privilege to be,
people of different cultures,
That's
Spanish guys, Chinese people,
Everybody.
African people. We grew up with different nationalities, so we grew up with different kind of way. And it may be portrayed as, oh, he's weak, or he speaks a certain kind of way, or he's a Bama, or whatever the case may be. Which, you have to accept.
Really don't fucking
No,
matter.
not now.
Exactly.
But as growing up, you have your mom and they have reputations and egos and stuff that they was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So they want to get, but moms and them ain't letting you go out the house in no certain kind of motherfucking way. You know what I'm saying? They is now because the stuff they got modernized a little bit. Well, man, we was growing up, moms put spit all on you, make sure you ain't got going out here like that. Even with the Vaseline, Joe, you might got something they missed. They go, come here, boy. Hey, mom. What, boy? Come on, man. You know, they let you go out there. You better gonna put that Gap shirt on with the man. Come on, man.
How has the city changed from the 90s up to now? Cause it's a lot different. I wasn't there back then. I was young.
I wouldn't say so much as things have changed. What it is, I want to say people may be accepting the technology wave, like the new wave, like how they supposed to be. Like when we was in high school, how they were saying like computers gonna run the world, and we was still out there, computer. You know what I'm saying? But now that shit really is here, and people, it's hard for people, especially me. You know what I'm saying? Cause I ain't never had no job or nothing. Cause like I'm not bragging or going fine. I ran across some hard times. I fucked up. I had to get a job. I actually got 2 jobs. I was doing security. I was working in a local union, setting up stations and shit at one point in time. Wasn't smoking, drinking, none of that shit. Make a long story short, sometimes for me, I had got fucked up. And as they say, don't break a nigga, make a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So in those times, that's why I say the hard time shit. That shit is where you find. That's where you get. That's where you supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? If you wake up every day, man. A friend of mine from up around our way told me one time he went to his country and he was like, man, the people immediately acknowledged that he was from over there, but they acknowledged that he hadn't been over there because he was overweight, because nobody in that country is obese, because they're always
working, always on the go every day.
So they knew immediately that he was from the other corner. He knew immediately that he was from over there or whatever, but they just say because of his obesity. So I say that to say people here, not just people period, like people get comfortable. And if you could wake up every day, man, right? If you could wake up every day comfortable being uncomfortable. Like, man, if you can wake up every day, man, instead of you saying, I'm going to lay here like you've been doing for the last 3 days or 4 days. So, you know what, I'm going to actually get up and make a shot of coffee, or I'm going to get up, let me just try something different other than, you know what, let me stop smoking for a day. Let me stop smoking. No matter what, let me just not hit 10 J's a day, let me hit 3 J's. Let me try something. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, just try something different. A motherfucker woke up every day conscious of trying to do some different shit other than the shit that they used to doing.
No question.
You know what I'm saying? Man, that's where a motherfucker gonna find, that's where a motherfucker gonna turn into diamonds.
I'm telling you, that's where you find your purpose, that's where you find who you are.
Good, I was fucked up. I'm talking about my woman left me. Man, I was fucked up. My car was crashed and had shit. I was down bad. I worked 2 jobs. But a motherfucker ain't know it. My energy always on 100. So a motherfucker would never, I always been who I am. I always told him, what you know here nor there. You know what I'm saying? I've been through some shit that's worse than that shit. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't even in society.
I'm telling you.
So guess what? I'm out here. I know the women been out here doing it, nigga. There ain't no motherfucking women get ready out man me.
I'm telling you.
What's wrong with you, nigga? I'm the nigga.
Yeah, man.
What's wrong with you? These brothers ain't get you out. Oh no. You know what? Let me get up 6 o'clock in the morning. Let me try this shit. Let me get on the train.
No question. I'm gonna let five. You never took me to five.
Oh, this shit easy. This shit ain't nothing like tripping. Oh, cause you gotta build it. Man, fuck that bill. My check coming in 2 weeks. I get on it then.
No question.
I get when I get to it. Fuck that bill. You know what I'm saying? Versus you trying to, oh man, this bill due. I'm gonna get my man. Fuck that bill. I give it that bill with I pay it. I got it.
No question.
You know what I'm saying?
Money coming. I'm gonna take care of that shit. Yeah.
This ain't right. I ain't got it right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's coming.
But it's shit.
And I said I get to it when I get to it. Fuck, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit,
That's how you tell the credit card people, man, I can get you when
I'll get to you when I get to you.
No question. As long as you pay it, huh?
Yeah. When they deposit it, that's when you get it.
Yeah.
Until then,
I see you later.
Adios,
For sure. Yeah, man.
Well,
You see,
That's real talk, man.
Crazy, man. Got another question before I ask
Yeah,
my
before we gonna ask you this question. So I'm gonna ask you this, man. Your kid, you got kids, right?
I got a boy and a girl.
Okay, what's the motivation you get when you see them, man?
Man, shit, man. Man. I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, man. God don't make no mistakes.
Absolutely.
My child, my son is 12, my daughter is 11, right? My daughter be 12 this year, my son be 13 this year. My son and my daughter is 5 months apart, right? I got a boy and a girl, first of all, the yin and the yang. I'm a Cancer. My birthday, the 7th month of the year. Let me say something to y'all. God don't make no mistakes. 7 is my month, right? You count from 7 to 10. 7 to December, which is my son's birthday. 7 to December is 5 months. July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 5 months. You count from July backwards. That's my daughter's birthday, which is May. You count from July to May. How many is that? June, May. That's 2.
2 months.
5 plus 2 equals what?
7.
7. That's the month that I was born. July the 10th.
Yeah, dang. He wrote that joke down. Yeah.
I had to think, I spent a lot of time
in my mind.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
and I say that the same, man, God don't make it may seem fucked up because I know the women like, damn, oh yeah, another baby ain't tell me. Yeah, but I didn't have kids for a long time until I was 28 years old. And man, I had them for a reason.
Question. Blessings, man. Blessings.
Like,
go ahead, Marathon. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, I like to ask a question to all our guests and stuff, man, on legacy and stuff, man. You know, we all spend our life like working towards something. We always putting in that work. You know, for the most part, most of us aren't stagnant. You know what I'm saying? So we always working on something, and you know, eventually it turns into a legacy. So what's a legacy that you building for yourself and family? You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be left behind, like not even left behind, but that you bringing forth to the world, to whoever you done came across in life, whatever.
Oh, okay. I want to touch back on like the topic, like man, like we was talking about earlier, like like the purpose. Like I'm 40 years old, and I'm not using the age as a. Okay, let me give you an example, right? The book Moby Dick. No homo. The book Moby Dick. The author who wrote the book for Moby Dick was saying, do you know that book wasn't famous until he died?
Damn.
You know that, cause you ain't know that? Like, he ain't reap no benefits for that book. Then that book, once it got in the school system and it became popular, he was dead.
He was already gone.
He wrote the book. I forgot how many. So I say that to say, man. Could you imagine, like the author of the book, like he wasn't working to be famous. You see what I'm saying? He was putting his work in unconsciously. He didn't give a fuck whether it would get famous. It was natural to him.
Of course.
So to me, like in life, like you say, like I guess the question was. I mean, I want to say the question was like, what was your question again, man?
Legacy. What you working towards?
Like the legacy
that you building.
Okay, yeah, like as far as working towards the legacy, like man, I want to say a legacy, man. I want to say more so, man. What I feel like so far, or since I've been here on this earth, like what I have established, basically, a legacy, right? Or I want to say, man, that's a good ass question.
You already know, like,
I'm definitely in thought, but right, the legacy part, man. I can't really say nothing, man. Like I've been lately trying to decipher like a lot of my beliefs that I grew up believing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of shit that I grew, not to take away from the topic, but I wasn't thinking legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking like selfishly. I was thinking for myself. I wasn't thinking, you know what I'm saying, like my daughter or my family.
I appreciate you keeping
you know
it real
what I'm saying?
like that,
Yeah.
'cause you like,
Most people,
you know
see, I'm
what
gonna do
I'm
this,
saying?
I'm gonna do this.
Nah, I wasn't thinking like that. Like when I was growing up, you gotta think like my circumstance. I grew up, we more like the different. Like I grew up, my dad was absent, my mom was somewhere, she was dead, but she was absent. So I was trying to like identify with a lot of shit, trying to find myself. I had this false perception because of, you know, like I just watched TV and I watched a Disney commercial and I was like, and I had in my head that if my parents, because like on Family Matter, like Steve Urkel and them, they had, you know, they had the mother and the father. Right. So on TV made me believe that if my parents didn't take me to Disneyland, that they didn't love me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they never took me, so I feel as though, and I'm still battling with this shit even now. Like, man, they never took me to motherfucking Disneyland. Is that really? I battle that shit. Even though I know now that I got kids, I know it's impossible for your parents not to love you. Listen to me, man. I don't give a fuck what you and your parents are going through, man.
No question.
Listen to me, man. To the youth out there, man, I don't know if your mother is on drugs. My mother is on it like Jack on it. But listen to me, man. I still do not curse around my mother out of respect for her because she birthed me. You'll never catch me use profanity around my mother. But make a long story short, man, I promise you, man, if you have convinced yourself that your mother do not love you, man, listen to me, it's just a part of the insanity. You are insane, and your mother is made me, my mother too. I am too. Because I thought like that too at one point in time, but I had to have my own children. I don't care what you do. I was incarcerated. It's impossible for you not to love your child, a mother or father. That's impossible. I don't know what you and your parents going through. I don't know y'all the dynamics of y'all situation. If you're in foster care, if you are going through some mental instabilities, if you are just going through some challenges as an adolescent, growing up in the urban communities, man. And you battling with egos, you battling with trying to find yourself, man. I want to tell you, man, that man, because we more like than different. Luckily, I made it at this age that I wasn't killed or gunned down in the streets, and I'm actually able to deliver this message to you, right?
Absolutely.
But it's impossible for your mother or your father not to love you. I don't care where they at, if they're incarcerated, even if they're not in your life, if they strung out on drugs, whatever the case may be. Trust me, they love you, man. It is impossible for them not to love you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So please stop convincing the children. Please stop convincing yourself my mother don't love me and my mother. That's something that stop watching television. If for whatever that's worth. Like that's not it. It's impossible for your mother not to love you. Just know that.
Absolutely. Real talk, man. That's real talk, man. Damn. I just want to say, Bub, love, man. I appreciate you for coming on. I appreciate you for dropping this wisdom.
Opportunity, man.
All this stuff, man. That's what we do, man. It's the real podcast. We all about giving opportunities, helping the community. Soon as like we made the post, like who want to be on the real, you hit the DM.
Oh, yeah.
I said you about to come on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Let me share something with y'all real quick, right? I ain't gonna lie to y'all, right? A cousin of mine had passed away. A young cousin of mine was gunned down in the streets. I ain't gonna say no name or nothing, right?
Yeah,
we had a visual, I want to say, for him down around a park around our neighborhood, right? And his father was like, man, if anybody want to speak, like come up and speak. And I ain't go up there and speak. You know what I'm saying? And all that shit that I was talking on the Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? When it came time for me to show up, I ain't show up too tight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, man. So, that's it, man.
No question. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This is another episode of The Real, man. Love. Appreciate you, man. 1,000%, cause I'm for real, man.
You already know.
Hey, listen,
Let me
man.
get that jacket when you done.
Yeah. I ain't playing no games, man. The real. Let's get it. Yeah.
If you're not on the field, you're not real.
There you go. Bam.